All right, let's just settle into a nice, comfortable meditation posture. Nice seated position. And there's a couple of us here who are just a couple of us here who are a little bit relaxed because we just did an hour and a half of mindfulness meditation. And those meditations are quite powerful. And even though I was leading it, I had to be a little bit more alert. I'm feeling pretty chill. But anyway, feet flat on the floor, and just really try and feel the sensations in the soles of the feet. Your legs are about a hip's width apart. Shoulders are aligned with the hips. Be sitting right on top of your sits bones, and imagine your spine is a string of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And so this mindfulness, we do this, it actually is part of the mindfulness body scanning. So we start at the crown of the head and relax the scalp. And I do it a lot faster, though, than they do it in the course. Forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, temples, back of the head, back of the neck, the throat, the chest, the belly, your arms, your legs, hands and fingers and feet and toes. And then notice the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And be aware of any sounds in your environment and just allow them to be there. Try not to let them distract you. And then notice the thoughts that are arising. And welcome everything. And you can do one of two things here. What we've just been doing in the last session was imagining anything unwanted, anything that no longer serves you. As you exhale, just say mentally to yourself, release. It's kind of also what we've been doing with, we're just putting our sort of delusions, convoluted thoughts, projections on little white clouds and allowing them to float off. We are releasing them. Now, it may not actually happen, and there's going to be more thoughts that will come in and replace those thoughts. But it's this process of allowing yourself to just let go. So let's bring to mind all the people of our life, our loved ones. These people are very, very dear to our heart. And there's those people in your life who you don't like so much. And then there's our strangers, and they can all change place at any time. This friend, this enemy, this stranger. I think they're all equal in their wish to be happy, their wish to be free from suffering and having this extraordinary capacity for Buddhahood. And then there is no negativity that cannot be purified, and this purification process is basically a psychological one. And we create negativity with our mind so we can change it by creating positivity instead. So we start here with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you've done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech. And then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on the logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of future suffering that we will experience. We know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we rely upon, we turn to Buddha Vajrasattva, who we see as a doctor rather than a higher power. And we just know that he has the methods to help us heal ourselves, to help us work on ourselves. And so you can just imagine that this is also the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's on the crown of your head, facing the same way as you. He's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. Has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents the union of these. And this symbolizes enlightenment, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, this comes under the heading of reliance, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us. And then think of them being free from suffering, having a wish for them to be free from suffering. Make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Tita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dita Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anorakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satpa Hum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about other people behind their backs, or our inappropriate speech, all the speech that gets stuck that we don't know how to express what we need to express. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. So next is the purification of the mind, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's the same as when you walk into a pitch black room and you flick on that switch, and the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. So the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all the attachment and neediness and anger and depression, anxiety, bitterness, grudges, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta me boa sawa sidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam Shriyam Karuhum ha ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawa Sidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Karuhum ha ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Karuhum ha ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Karuhum ha ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Karuhum ha ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Karuhum ha ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahompe. So again, delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are gone. And think now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And you can imagine this time that Vajrasattva very happily sends light and nectar, fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of this energy from your mind. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Karuhum ha ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Karuhum ha ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Karuhum ha ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Karuhum ha ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Karuhum ha ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Karuhum ha ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe. So now feel you are completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process, and it's really an important one. And this is this determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. And without making this kind of decision, we're going to keep doing the same old things. We have this kind of energetic habit patterns. And this determination, this aspiration not to harm again becomes like a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions, becomes like our guardrails. So we need to want this. We have to kind of make a wish, an aspiration. And so we think of something, I mean, in this process, it's not enough just to sort of wish to refrain from harming. We have to sort of take action. And the way we do that is we pick something that we know is harmful to ourselves or others. And we're developing new habits all the time. So it could be a recent thing, could be a past thing that you stopped doing, now it's started again. It could be just this negative self-talk, this kind of rabbit hole that sometimes we get into. So just think, when you maybe notice it's happening, rather than going along with that energy, say it's negative self-talk, rather than going down that rabbit hole, just go, oh, recognize what it is. Oh, here you are again. Welcome, my friend. Let's think about changing direction, shall we? Something along those lines, because you are the pilot here. You know, you're not, your thoughts aren't in charge of you. It's the other way around. So you be the pilot, take charge. You do have the power to do that. And this determination to not do again is what gives us the strength to change. So Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So just a wee bit on emptiness. In emptiness, there is no I, the creative negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a moment. And in this way, we think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think that the way things are appearing to me, the way I might be thinking about them, might not necessarily be correct. You never know. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. Then we can all think about our dear Hin, and Mary's not feeling super well. And then there's this, there's a Geshe up there in Tupten Chodron's place up in Shravasti Abbey, and he went for a walk on Tuesday afternoon and didn't come back. So he's out in the forest somewhere. They have no idea where he is. The police are looking, the volunteers are looking. So this, yeah, it's, so of course the students are really a little bit freaked out, but there's many people looking out for him now. Dogs, drones, everything. So just strong wish for this Geshe to be found and to be returned home safely. Because, yeah, I think there's bears and things up there, but I don't know. The thing that's so strange is that he has been there for a while, so he would know the walking paths and the tracks. So people are a little bit concerned. They have no idea what's happened to him. But anyway, if you could keep this Geshe in your prayers. Okay, and you can look him up, Shravasti Abbey, missing monk. That's how they're looking at, and you can find his name. Okay, everybody, good night. Have a wonderful weekend. Lots of love, and I will see you all on Monday. Okay, bye-bye. Take care.